This is 8-year-old Hannah. She loves reading, and so she wanted to help Ukrainian children have a lovely book that would help them to feel welcome here in Britain.
Well, I did coffee morning. I hold it at my school in the hall.
She raised over £280, so it was fitting that she was the one that had the privilege of handing this book in to the British Library.
So we collect books in a huge number of languages here at the British Library, including Ukrainian.
We think that we have 170 million items in the library, and today we're delighted to add the 170 million and one item, which is this new book.
We are absolutely delighted to receive a copy of the Sanctuary Foundation's book today, and we're really looking forward to adding it to our collections.
It's going to be available for future generations, so anyone who wants to see what happened during the time of the Ukraine war and what was being done in the UK to support children here, they'll be able to request this book and use it, and people to know that kids in the UK here felt really passionate about literature. So we're really proud to take this in, and really proud of Hannah.
We hope this book will help 20,000 Ukrainian refugee children to feel more at home here in the UK. It's full of practical help and has messages of support from people like Bear Grylls, Zoe Ball and Tom O'Dell.
This is a message for Hannah, just to say well done you for raising all that money from all of us here at the Radio 2 Breakfast Show. We love you, Hannah. Well done!
Like Hannah, we can all play our part welcoming refugees. What will you do?
So this is The Day the War Came by Nicola Davis. The day war came, there were flowers on the windowsill, and my father sang my baby brother back to sleep. My mother made my breakfast, kissed my nose, and walked with me to school. That morning, I learned about volcanoes. I sang a song about how tadpoles turn at last to frogs. I made a picture of myself with wings. Then, just after lunch, while I watched a cloud shaped like a dolphin, war came. At first, just like a spattering of hail, a voice of thunder. Then all smoke and fire and noise that I didn't understand. It came across the playground. It came into my teacher's face. It brought the roof down and turned my town to rubble. I can't say the words that tell you about the blackened hole that had been my home. All I can say is this: war took everything. War took everyone. I was ragged, bloody, all alone. I ran, rode on the back of trucks, in buses, walked over fields and roads and mountains, in the cold and mud and rain, on a boat that leaked and almost sank, and up a beach where babies lay face down in the sand. I ran until I couldn't run, until I reached a row of huts and found a corner with a dirty blanket and a door that rattled in the wind. But war had followed me. It was underneath my skin, behind my eyes and in my dreams. It had taken possession of my heart. I walked and walked to try and drive war out of myself, to try and find a place it hadn't reached. But war was in the way that doors shut when I came down the street. It was in the way the people didn't smile and turned away. I came to a school. I looked in through the window. They were learning all about volcanoes and drawing birds and singing. I went inside. My footsteps echoed in the hall. I pushed the door and faces turned towards me, but the teacher didn't smile. She said, "There's no room for you. You see, there's no chair for you to sit on. You have to go away." And then I understood that war had got here too. I turned around and went back to the hut, the corner and the blanket, and crawled inside. It seemed that war had taken all the world and all the people in it. The door banged. I thought it was the wind, but a child's voice spoke. "I brought you this," she said, "so you can come to school." It was a chair for me to sit on and learn about volcanoes, frogs, and singing, and drive the war out of my heart. She smiled and said, "My friends have brought theirs too, so all the children here can come to school." Out of every hut a child came, and we walked together. Do you want to do the last bit?
On a road all lined with chairs, pushing back the war with every step.
Hi everybody, it's Krish Kandai here. I've got a super exciting opportunity for children across the UK. Adam Anders is a music producer and filmmaker. He's best known for working with artists such as Miley Cyrus and the Jonas Brothers and Pink, and his films are so well known by my generation. It's High School Musical, Rock of Ages, Camp Rock. Now he's got a new film coming out that is the retelling of the Christmas story. And it's like the nativity scene meets High School Musical. It's absolutely amazing, fantastic songs. Antonio Banderas plays King Herod. It's gonna be a really massive Christmas movie. Well, we have special access to Adam, who's written all the songs for the film and produced and directed the whole thing. And so we thought, wouldn't it be great if children across the UK could have the opportunity to ask questions to Adam. What's it like to have an idea for a song, and how do you go from that idea to getting it recorded and produced, and how do you work with these A-list celebrities, and how does the music industry actually work? So it's going to be a really inspiring time. There's even a way for your school to win 6 ukuleles as part of its music department. So you can watch it live or you can watch it on catch up. Either way, you need a ticket, and tickets are free, and come and be part of this really exciting Christmas adventure.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Krish, and I'm so glad you've joined us for our great big live assembly to celebrate World Children's Day. Now, I've got a co-presenter. He's quite special. He works for a company called FYI, and recently he got to interview someone I think you might recognise.
Prime Minister, thank you so much for coming on FYI.
Well, Maya, it's great to be with you. Braden, great to be with you too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. Now, the thing is, you know, food and energy still remains super expensive. Lots of families are really struggling for money, and workers are still striking over pay. How is it going for you?
So, the most important thing that I'm working on at the moment is easing the cost of living for everybody. The energy companies are making a lot of money because of the war that's happening in Ukraine. We didn't think that was right, so what we've done is we're taxing those energy companies more. We're using that money to help pay everyone, so that's worth about £1,500 discount on their energy bill as a result of that. So that's what we're doing to help with energy costs. And for the most vulnerable families, those who really need extra help, we're putting lots and lots of extra money to help them over the course of this year. But I'm confident over the course of this year, we're going to ease these pressures and it's going to feel a lot better for everyone.
Wow, that was Braden in action, and he's joining us now. Good to see you, Braden. How are you today?
Hello, how are you, Krish?
Hey, I'm well. Well done for asking tough questions to the Prime Minister there. Braden, we're here to celebrate World Children's Day. What's it all about?
So, World Children's Day is a day, well, to celebrate us children. We make up around a third of the human population. So, we're actually quite important, even though sometimes I know some of us might not feel like it.
That's exactly right. Look, everyone watching, you are important and your voice matters. In fact, if you get a moment, why don't you pat yourself on the back and say Happy World Children's Day. So we today are interested in what you have to say about the issues around the world. And so that's why we're going to have this assembly and we're going to meet some really important people. Tell us about that, Braden.
Yeah, so we're going to meet two children later from Ghana and Bangladesh who have had something really important to say to world leaders last month and who are our special guests today. But before that, let's find out which issues matter to you the most.
Okay, are you ready? A bit of interaction. Put your hand up if you think it's important for us that all the children around the world are able to go to school. I know you don't always like school, but is it important that school is at least available to you?
Seeing all the hands up, yeah. Well done. Well done if you did put your hand up. That's brilliant. And perhaps you've heard of Malala. She was 11 years old when she started on her journey championing this issue, and she's inspired millions of people with her story. Now, I've got a question. Can you put your hand up if you care about the damage that plastic bags do to our world?
Yeah, I do. That's me. Well, these are sisters Melati and Isabel Wijsen from Indonesia. They were only 10 and 12 years old when they heard about the need to start a global campaign to stop us using plastic bags. It was called Bye Bye Plastic Bags. It's been 9 years that it's been running. They've given talks on TED, the TED platform, and they've actually started hundreds of campaigns in different countries around the world. How about this? Put your hand up if you think it's important we all get good medical treatment when we're sick.
Well, I actually think this is brilliant because I've been really inspired this month by a 10-year-old called Luke Mortimer. Now, he had to learn how to run and walk all over again after he got an infection and lost his arms and legs. But this didn't stop Luke from climbing a hill near his house to raise money for other children with disabilities. So inspiring.
He's amazing. Well, perhaps you think it's important for children not to go hungry. Perhaps you care about climate change. Or maybe you think there should be less crime, more free school meals, or help for young carers or refugees.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me really sad when I see news reports about children living in war zones. I report on it quite often on FYI, and it's one of those subjects that really makes me feel sad and really opens your eyes. But something that also makes me quite angry and cross is when people just carelessly drop litter in the street. And at football matches, which is somewhere I love to go, I hate it when I see people shouting racist comments at the players. It's just not on.
Me too. But perhaps if we speak up about these things, then we can become change makers.
Yeah, so we're about to travel 7,000 miles to meet our first special guest. She's a change maker in Ghana. It's nearly 10:15 there, and the temperature is a hot 27 degrees Celsius. But first, let's watch a short video about Emanuela.
Emanuela. Hi, Emanuela. Thank you for joining our great big live assembly. How are you today?
Hi, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm very fine, and I'm so happy to be joining you in the UK.
Excellent. And where are you today? Where are you today?
I'm in Ghana.
Oh, excellent. Well, many of the children watching today
I'm in the
have never been to Ghana. So can you tell us what life is like there? Oh, I think
Thank
there
you
might be a
so
delay.
much. Ghana is an extremely beautiful country. People travel from all over the world to visit our tourist sites, especially our wildlife like elephants, leopards, and antelope. And I love Ghana's amazing food and music.
Wow, it does look beautiful. Tell us about some of the issues that you care about, Emanuela.
Okay, thank you. Thanks to World Vision International, I recently traveled to New York where I had the opportunity to talk to the United Nations General Assembly and some world leaders about the fact that a lot of children in Ghana do not have enough food to eat. Some eat once a day, and majority of them are malnourished and they have health challenges.
Oh, excellent. It's been incredible to watch you in action, speaking up for children who don't have enough to eat. I was also at the United Nations General Assembly and I saw you do an incredible job. You got to speak to presidents and leaders of the World Food Programme. It was very inspiring. Braden, do you want to introduce our next guest?
Yeah, so our next guest is called Lukman. He's in Bangladesh, 8,000 kilometers away from here. Let's have a video and let's watch a video about Lukman's country.
Is he there? Excellent. Well, we're going to go live to Lukman, but we can't see him. There's something wrong with his video camera, so let's have a picture of him instead. And then, oh, here he is. Here he is. Hey, Lukman, nice to see you. Over to you, Braden.
Hello everyone. How are you?
Hi, Lukman. We're all doing very well, thank you. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the Great Big Live Assembly in the UK. So, can you tell us a bit about what life is like for you and other children in Bangladesh?
Yeah, in Bangladesh, naturally, ours is a very beautiful country, and but in Bangladesh, in my country, there are some problems in establishing child rights. But I always want such a country where there is no exploitation, where there is no violence against children, where children, people will live peacefully. Although in my country, children, young girls are forced to child marriage, some are forced to child labor. I believe that we can overcome this problem and we will make our country a child friendly. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I also heard you went to go and speak to the United Nations too. What was that like?
That is a very good experience to me, and recently I have visited United Nations and I have raised my voices there, and it was very amazing that the world leaders heard us and they assured that they always will be with us, and we also said our problems, we also raised our voices on behalf of the children, of my country, also the whole world. So it is really a very good experience, and it is really a very good opportunity for us to raise our voices on behalf of the children.
That's amazing. Lukman, it was wonderful to see you in action. I saw you speak to a massive room of leaders in New York, and you spoke with such passion. It was fantastic. So well done to both Emanuela and Lukman, speaking up about issues like poverty, malnutrition, the abuse of children's rights, children getting married very young. These are huge issues, and it's so good to see young people speak about them. We're going to go live to a couple of schools in the UK. I know we've got schools from all over. I saw there was a school from Rutland, there was a school from Haringey that joined us. That was fantastic. But we're now going to go to Walthamstow in London and hear from DeAndre. He's in St Saviour's School. Good morning, DeAndre. Lovely to see you. Looking very smart today. DeAndre, you have a question. Who do you want to ask it to?
I'll ask Lukman.
Great.
How do you think children can make a difference in the world?
Oh, good question. What do you think, Lukman? How can children make a difference in the world?
Please,
Can you hear us? Lukman, how do you think children can make a difference in the world?
okay. Yes, for this, children, I want to say that children are not only the leaders of future, they also the leaders of present. So it is a high time for every children to raise their voices. So if every children, at least if they have uh, if they are aware of the rights, if they I think that they will be they will be able to make the world change. So I would like to request all of the children, please raise your voices and and raise your voices against all kinds of violences.
It's very good, very good. Let's hear from Emanuela as well on that question. I loved your phrase, Lukman, that children are not just the future leaders of the world, they're leaders here in the present. And you guys are great examples of that. But Emanuela, what do you think of DeAndre's question? How can children make a difference in the world?
Thank you so much for the question. I believe that children are the best change makers and they can influence the world's decision. They can influence people a lot. So we can invest into the children. The elderly people can invest into us so that we can cause the best change because it is our problem. We know what we are going through. So we are the best change makers.
That's so true, isn't it, Braden? That children know, they have personal experience of what they're going through and therefore giving them an opportunity to speak up. Tell us about what you do at FYI, because you are using children's voices to change the world as well.
Yes, so on FYI, the show that I usually present every week at the moment. So FYI, first of all, is a show that's presented by kids, and it's for kids. You may have seen it. And we cover all the big news that's covered in the adults. However, we do it in a way that we can all understand. I've been told by adults that they come and watch FYI so they can understand it. But we talk about all the big issues, as we've just mentioned, malnutrition, refugees, all of the wars, everything. And we cover it in like a 15-minute show, so it's nice and simple to understand. But we always cover the big issues, and we talk to people from around the world, some really young, influential people we've had on the show. And it's brilliant to hear what they have to say and what life is like where they live.
Excellent. Let's go back to DeAndre and see if he's got another question to raise. DeAndre, what year are you in at school?
Year 6.
Year 6. Fantastic. You're doing a great job speaking to many thousands of children right now. What's your next question?
What do you do for fun when you're in your spare time?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's ask that to Emanuela, and then we'll ask it to Lukman. What do you do for fun, Emanuela?
I read and I listen to music. And aside that, I love to help young children in my community to learn how to read.
Wow. Tell us the kind of books that you like reading. What's your favorite?
I love reading local stories, folk stories. We call them Anansi stories. Yes, they are really interesting.
Oh, amazing. And well done for helping other children to learn to read. That's such a gift. Well done. And what about you, Lukman? What do you like to do when you're not at school? What do you do for fun?
Yeah. In my free time, I like playing very much. Playing cricket is my very favorite thing. Also, in my free time, I am connected with the young leaders of our country. You know that we have a platform, and where is the whole young leaders of our country are connected. I meet with them. Also, I have involved myself in co-curricular activities besides study, like debate. Like I'm a good debater, and in my free time, I also practice this kind of activities, as well as I am connecting with the young leaders through this
That's
platform.
great. I imagine you're very good at debating because you're very good at speaking. And in cricket, are you a batsman or a bowler?
Yes, I also am a participant of Digital Acceleration Project, where Paula and Pamela they taught us about the about how to raise your voices, also how to make mobile Mojo videos, how to make how to make a story. Also, that was really a very good experience and very effective for us. And I am a participant of Digital Acceleration Project. So many thanks to them to give me this opportunity.
That's fantastic. Commiserations to Bangladesh. You didn't get to win the World Cup. I was hoping India might win, but Australia just got them at the last minute. So very exciting. Thank you, Lukman. Thank you, Emanuela. DeAndre, do you have one last question?
What was life like in your country?
Oh, okay, that's good. Let's ask Emanuela that last question. What's the best thing about your country, Emanuela?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. The best thing that I love about my country is the security. Yes, because we are free to do everything in the country and then we are safe. We feel safe to do everything. But aside that, I think the security issue should be strengthened a little more for children especially. Even though it is good, I think there's more room for improvement. Yeah.
Excellent. Good questions. Well, thank you, DeAndre. Thank you, Manuela. And thank you, Lukman. Now, we've traveled to Bangladesh. We've traveled to Ghana. Braden is in Manchester. And we're now joined by a little girl called Hannah. And she made a long journey from Peterborough to London because she'd been doing some amazing work to raise money to help refugees. We're going to show you a little video about her story. And then she's got a last little special thing for us before we come to an end.
This is 8-year-old Hannah. She loves reading, and so she wanted to help Ukrainian children have a lovely book that would help them to feel welcome here in Britain.
Well, I did coffee morning. I hold it at my school in the hall.
She raised over £280, so it was fitting that she was the one that had the privilege of handing this book in to the British Library.
So we collect books in a huge number of languages here at the British Library, including Ukrainian.
We think that we have 170 million items in the library, and today we're delighted to add the 170 million and one item, which is this new book.
We are absolutely delighted to receive a copy of the Sanctuary Foundation's book today, and we're really looking forward to adding it to our collections.
It's going to be available for future generations, so anyone who wants to see what happened during the time of the Ukraine war and what was being done in the UK to support children here, they'll be able to request this book and use it, and people to know that kids in the UK here felt really passionate about literature. So we're really proud to take this in and really proud of Hannah.
We hope this book will help 20,000 Ukrainian refugee children to feel more at home here in the UK. It's full of practical help and has messages of support from people like Bear Grylls, Zoe Ball and Tom O'Dell.
This is a message for Hannah, just to say well done you for raising all that money from all of us here at the Radio 2 Breakfast Show. We love you, Hannah. Well done!
Like Hannah, we can all play our part welcoming refugees. What will you do?
Oh, it was such a privilege to meet Hannah, and she got to give the first ever edition of this refugee book to the British Library. She was amazing. Now, I asked her if she would be up for praying for children around the world. Now, you don't have to join in this prayer. If prayer is not something that you do, then you could just sit quietly and think about how you might be a change agent. But if you want to join in, here's a little prayer from Hannah.
Dear God, thank you for thinking children are important. Thank you for always listening to us. When we see things around us that make us feel sad or cross, help us find ways to speak up and make the world a better place. Amen.
Thank you, Hannah. It's really important to me that I believe God is listening to us and he cares about us and he cares about all the children of the world. So thank you, Hannah, for not just raising your voice, not just raising money, but for speaking to God for us just then as well. Thank you. Right, our time is nearly coming to an end. I'm going to give a little shout out to a school in Merseyside. I hope there's lots of Liverpool supporters there. Braden, I don't know what happened with him, but you are a Man City supporter. There's a big game on Saturday that I'm quite excited about. What's the score going to be?
Yeah, big game. I'm a Manchester City fan. So I'm hoping that City are going to take it at 2-0 or 2-1. It's going to be close, though.
Dream on, man, dream on. You got to meet Pep Guardiola once, didn't you? How old were you and what happened?
I was about 9 years old when I met Pep Guardiola, and basically City had decided to put me in a taxi with him. So I was to get in this taxi and drive around Manchester with him. But the trick was I didn't know Pep Guardiola was going to be in there. So I thought I was getting in this taxi with the kit man, Les Chapman, who was the kit man at the time. And he was just going to take me around Manchester, where our old stadium used to be, Main Road. And then obviously when I got in there, Pep Guardiola was in the park. And that was a shock, let me tell you.
Oh,
yeah,
mate, I saw the video. And you were brilliant. You were absolutely brilliant. If you get a chance, everybody, when this is finished, Google Pep Guardiola meets Braden, and it's a very, very cute little interview. But our time has nearly run out, Braden. I just want to say a big thank you to you and the FYI team. It's always a pleasure to work with you. Please make use of their incredible news service. I want to say a big thank you to Emanuela and Lukman and DeAndre. Great job, everybody. And thank you to you for watching today. Our big takeaway message on World Children's Day is that you matter and your voice matters. Let's speak up for children around the world. You've heard from the work that World Vision have been doing. What is it that you can do to make the world a better place for children? We look forward to seeing you again very soon on the Great Big Live Assembly. Thank you.